Guys, so good news. By the time you see this, it'll be bad news for you. Because
they're all gone.
They're literally gonna be all gone.
Well, that's one thing. So because the demand has been so high on these that that's why we're bringing in more barrels, because we want people to experience these. They are historic barrels. The flavor profiles are just insane on them. You need to have one of these on your shelf, and like. You just asked me about that one. Is that one good? I said, yes, that one's very good. Try it. And then you start laughing when you try it. So
I should have recorded my reaction, because that's the beauty about being surprised in that way. You go, I didn't think, this is a char bottle too. So I got some char in there. It's still some in that cup a little bit. And I'm going, God, that's good, man. Golly. And this is the first pour of the day. Normally it's going to slap you a little bit. It didn't do nothing but make me more excited, man.
Yeah.
It's like drinking pre-workout.
Yeah, when I got the samples for these barrels before I even got the barrels in, like Andy saw me drinking. I was drinking those samples every day because I was just like enamored by them. And then they evolve and they change. So like one bottle is equivalent to 4 whiskeys if you just let it evolve in the glass. So every a couple minutes, like, your first pour is something different. 30 seconds to a minute later, it's something different. 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, it evolves. It is like a chameleon that just changes. Now, so you get multiple whiskeys from one.
What's the probability of someone finding what you found? It's like if somebody rolled dice and it didn't crap out, but they didn't hit 7s, but they hit 7, didn't know they hit 7. What's the probability of them finding this type of magic in one place at one time and then bringing it to?
It's unlikely. It's unlikely.
I'm gonna pour a little of this while he's pouring it.
But there's a reason why people are starting to like pay attention to where we're getting our barrels, because we put a lot of intention behind it. We're small enough that every bottle matters for us. We're not blending these.
These are all single barrels.
These are all single barrels, and they're all hand-picked single barrels to be released. So which one are you doing? The Kentucky Candyland. Okay, so that's a cool one. So we sent that to Bourbon Outfitters. So on the 12th.
Oh, so anybody can buy this.
Anybody, 43 states can get this shipped to your door. Kentucky Candyland. Yeah, let me read you Richard's notes. This is just the nose, not all the notes. You know immediately this is a special barrel. Salivation ensues, senses heightened, and a smile begins to form on your face. That's what happened to you.
I'm laughing because of you reading this description.
I feel like I'm reading a book to my daughter before she goes to bed. Maybe you'll be asleep by the time I finish.
No, I'm not going to bed no time soon.
Sweet fruit overload, melon to start. We are not in the produce section here. We have set up shop on the candy aisle. Melon berry Skittles, the purple pack.
I can see that.
Strawberry hard candy, most notably the center. Grape gummy fruit snacks, watermelon bubble gum. With time, the strawberry is more predominant, and the melon turns to honeydew.
This almost reminds me of the tropical mambas. If you're an old school mamba person, you probably never had mambas, but they're good. They're good. And the tropical ones, they were like, oh, wow.
And is it a chewy candy?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Laffy Taffy, but in the square form.
Okay.
And the street, Godly, it's good.
The melon turns to honeydew, and a starburst lemon is faint but present. A slight creaminess, and red apple and pear on the way back, also in candy form. So that was just on the nose.
So he hadn't tried it yet. He just sniffed it. And I tell you, that guy, when I tell you descriptive, he was like, something he said the other day was like crack plastic coming out of a car. I was like, who would have thought of that? I wouldn't have. Yeah. I couldn't even describe it.
But then once he says it, then you're like, oh, yeah. Now you can't get rid of it out of your head.
No, that's why I repeated it.
Yeah, there you go.
So when we're looking for great bottles, great barrels, I don't want to say they got to come here, but they kind of got to come here, don't they?
There's other places other people are getting these barrels too.
What they getting, what they got are two different things, man. I feel like they getting them, but he got them. And I guess what I'm saying is you're going to experience it at a higher level here, in my opinion. with the people.
I mean, these are all very, very special barrels, and that's the reason why the demand is so high on them. And
what is it about wild turkey that you like so much, man? Because I know these kind of got the turkey recipe per se.
Yeah, they have the same mash bill as wild turkey, and they were aged in Lawrenceburg. So yeah, it's a lot of these are off profile though. The fruit on these, and we tried to get barrels that were. Are we in your way?
No, you're good.
Hey, the customer comes first, you know.
Hey, look, he came over here and cast a shadow.
What was I saying?
You were just talking about your excitement and joy, and then where it came from a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, each barrel has its own personality and character and depth, and like we bought barrels anything from bubble yum and cotton candy and angel food cake to strawberries and cream to like old dusty funk to like a caramel sweetness vanillas, like all of those different things. We've got barrels in multiple different areas, and one's not better than the other. They are all fantastic. But that's why people are wanting to collect them all, and
that's not even probable though.
It's not, no, because I mean they've all been private barrels, other than the Kentucky Candyland,
which drops when?
That drops on the 12th
of November.
12th of November, a week from today, and I mean super short barrel. That was barrel number 5 for us. So that was the first barrel we said yes to. And
that's personal. You know what? It was 5 and 7 that were sitting down when we were there.
Yeah.
And I kept going back and drinking both of them when y'all set them down. So I remember this. I go, man, I'd be like this. And we go shoot a little bit. Man, that 5 is slap. Man, pour a little bit more of that real quick.
Yeah, the 5 is fantastic. So yeah, and 122.8 proof, but
literally drinks like candy, man.
Yep, that's why we call
Tim's
it candy.
Unfortunately spoiled us, and we talked about this in one of our episodes. And again, guys, we're gonna bring everybody. We're gonna do a lot of stuff, especially moving forward, because we're so accustomed now to high proof quality whiskey. It's hard to drink that water at the store. Anything under like 100, you go, I don't want this.
You notice the finish that just falls off, or the palate is thin. Like there's not much going on,
man.
And then you have to drink more of it to. If you like it, you have to drink more of it to have that on a continued experience. To where some of the finich on these, I mean,
I'm still tasting the last bit of that.
That'll last a couple minutes, and that's just a little sip. So it's hard to drink anything other than these once you start these. So that's why I say, hey, make sure these are like your final pour for the evening, because they are so flavorful. They have such personality and identity, and they morph. So last week when I was in St. Louis, my brother and I spent 4 hours just tasting different ones of these, because they evolved so much. And then the notes that we had hours ago are totally different than, like, we had to make sure we were drinking the same whiskey because it evolves so much. So that's another reason why these are so cool, which I've got a cool video of some the vacuum going on in the barrel. So we'll
definitely get those shared. And guys, the big thing with this video is these were a very unique buy. Very unique. He sniffed them out. Literally, because some of those barrels you got through at first, they were like, no, and then finally you got to the good stuff, man.
Yeah, and I wasn't even gonna go there, to be honest. But the fact that we were already in town, and this was close by, and the broker allowed us, really actually opened his arms, really outstanding hospitality, allowed us to try them, cherry pick the barrels, which you don't get that level of service from people, especially barrel brokers. That
they have no reason. They're just moving barrels.
And most of them are volume. And if you're not, willing to spend a lot of money, then sometimes you don't even get to talk to them. But times are changing for sure. So
yeah. And you were at the right place at the right time, and you got to make the right purchase. Well, guys, I'll tell you this before. You said they can sign up on Bourbon Outfitters.
Yeah, Bourbon Outfitters will have. I don't know if it'll be on their main page or if it'll be a private link. So, but if they follow us on social media, we'll put the link, whether it's private or just a link to their page. But I think there's 48 bottles of this available.
Oh shit!
So that will go. I mean, that's less than a lot of these that sold out in a minute. So so that'll be available, shipped to your door.
Are you going to release any more turkey barrels by way of the Blendery versus the club on the Bourbon Outfitters? You're not sure yet?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, I'll leave it at that.
The demand is so high on these that I want people to realize that they can now get our stuff, because there's so many people in all these other states. Like, I mean, these guys came from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we had people from Mississippi and South Texas. There have been people
who've tried to buy stuff as far as Hawaii people. I know that. So
Hawaii and Canada.
There's a lot of people who are connoisseurs of whiskey, and they I got to try the whiskey Blendery. We're going to continue to yell it from the rooftop. This is some of the best whiskey, and this is one of the best places to get it.
The two that you got to get on where'd that go? On the 12th. The two. Limited number of these. The only people that can get the Double Jeopardy Deliberation.
I haven't even opened mine yet.
Yeah, the only people that can get that from here on out is on Bourbon Outfitters on the 12th, and once they're gone, they're gone. So we did the limited run for the Whiskey Wobble.
Yep.
And those people got early released, and then everything else is no longer here. So people that come in, I don't even have any. That's the only one I got.
119 people.
And that one's like
cinnamon
like
smooth.
Creme brulee on the finish on that, and super long. That plays ball with some of these.
Some of this is almost troubling because you can't get more of it. You go, wow, there's no more.
Yeah, when I call the broker up and he tells me, hey, there are no more, that's going to be a bad day.
He might shed a tear that day. What I would.
Will. Yeah.
But
then I'll hoard all the single ones I still have.
And I gotta. I will tell you guys this though, man. Something about what you do here makes me enjoy the fact that you can't get it anymore. So we were talking about even the Doc Holiday thing. I go, hey, I'm almost to the end of one of my last bottles of Doc, but I kind of like that it won't exist anymore, but it always exists here, right?
Yep.
So you go,
let it go. Finish it with the people you care about. Let it go, because there's always another whiskey.
That's the beauty about it. And I know for a fact he's going to keep finding and, more importantly, blending and creating and bottling some of the best whiskey.
Now that we've added people to the team, that frees me up to find more barrels that are exotic, for a lack of a better term.
Yeah, no, this is exotic. And mind you, I don't think I hated wild turkey, to be clear. Like, who's drinking wild turkey? You're like, ugh. But then, I guess it's about quality. Quality precedes excellence. And so, in this case, you get around people who understand and can teach you a little bit more about turkey, and then the higher levels of wild turkey. You go, well, that's some good turkey, man. and the lack of education can keep you stifled and gross. So now I'm thinking, I was never going to consider even buying one of these. I'm like, this is crazy. He might spend. I'm like, I might have moved Bessemer. I had to get one of these jokers somewhere over the rainbow. Guys, stay tuned, man. Anything else you want them to know? Because clearly you're going to keep dropping bottles also online. So the online presence is going to become.
I've only got one other barrel that I know of for a fact that will be a distillery release of these barrels. So we have waited almost 3 years to release a Founder's barrel, and we've had outstanding barrels, but nothing that I am just like, that's the Founder's barrel.
Yeah.
So we have that coming next week, and that one.
You see his face.
That one is.
Well, I'm gonna have to buy the Founder bottle because I'm a Founder movie fan. So for those who like movies, I know you ain't seen it. He's not a movie guy, but Ray Kroc built McDonald's and stole everything. Probably.
Okay, I've seen that one.
Okay. So when you see Ray Kroc in that movie,
that's a good movie.
It is. The Speedy says, he said, "Why didn't you we showed you everything?" He goes, "You still don't get it because I'm a branding guy. I love the mark." He goes, "McDonald's. That sounds American." He could have called it green. What was he, Croc? See, he's not that stupid. At 50 years old, the one thing he had above everything was wisdom. And the McDonald's brothers, they couldn't see it. And he says, so you don't have a check for $1.2 million. That's a good movie. And Tim reminds me of that kind of character in a sense. But in real life, because I believe you clearly know what you're looking for. You know the power of team. You know the power of clarity. And even more importantly, good fucking whiskey, man.
Yeah.
This is some good stuff here, people. We love and hope that you might not never get one of these. I don't want to lie. But
on the 12th, they have an opportunity.
48 bottles, man. Ain't nobody buy that. That'll be gone in 2 seconds.
Hey.
What's the largest bottle? What's the largest one you bottled? Like, how many bottles did you came out of the biggest Wild Turkey barrel?
120.
120. How fast did it sell out, man? 75 seconds.
Yeah, I mean they're selling out fast, but we have more on the way. Is
but you see what I'm saying? In your best case scenario at 120, there are people crying and calling him mad because they couldn't get through. If you do get this, show me the way, because 48. There are 48 people that walked through here in 2 days that would buy this bottle, man.
Hey, I don't know. All you can do is try, I guess. There's 138 of these.
There you go. We'll get you some Double Jeopardy, because that's still a great representation of what he does here at the Whiskey Blender. I just drink and talk.
That will be. We'll save some of that, so that will be an award-winning whiskey. So we'll wait till the big competitions roll around early next year. That will be submitted.
There you go.
That's one. I think that's the best one we've done yet.
And I had the other one, like 4 of the other ones, and they were all good. This one, by far, in my opinion, still trumps those, and those were like great whiskeys. So, as always, people, we appreciate you watching. Definitely get out to the Whiskey Blender, Oak Point, Texas. Feel free to reach out to him on all social media platforms, and any of us that you see, because all we're going to do is redirect you right back here. So, keep it whiskey, and until next time, people. 15-year-old turkey, huh? God, that's good.